The sun was barely up over South Side Chicago when Marcus Hill locked his apartment door at AT-23. He was fresh out of college, a first-generation graduate who believed hard work could change everything. He lived with his mother, Lydia, a hospital janitor who had raised him alone since his father died. Rent was 2 months late, but today felt different. Marcus had an interview downtown at a tech startup. He had printed his resume the night before and tucked it neatly into his backpack beside his second-hand laptop. "Mama," he called as he left, "I'm bringing home good news tonight." She smiled tiredly. "You always do, baby." He caught the bus at 63rd Street, earbuds in, dreaming about a real paycheck, maybe even a car someday. Halfway downtown, the bus stopped abruptly at a police blockade. 2 squad cars, lights flashing. Officers were searching random young men after a string of neighborhood car break-ins. Marcus stepped off the bus to stretch his legs. A white officer pointed at him. "Hey you, backpack, come here." Marcus froze. "Sir, I'm just trying to get to work." "Hands on the hood." He obeyed. Another officer yanked open his bag and pulled out the laptop. Well, looks like we found our guy." "No, that's mine. I use it for job applications." The officer smirked. "We'll see about that." Within minutes, Marcus was handcuffed, accused of theft, and shoved into the back seat of the cruiser. The bus driver shouted. He didn't do anything, but no one listened. He was booked at the 12th District Station for suspicion of burglary. His phone was confiscated. He never made it to his interview. Marcus expected to clear things up once they checked his record, clean as a whistle. But hours turned into days. The officers interrogated him endlessly, insisting he confess. When he refused, they grew hostile. "We already got your prints on a stolen car." One lied. "You can make this easy on yourself." Marcus demanded a lawyer, but they told him, "Lawyers don't show up for people like you unless you pay." One night, a scuffle broke out between officers and another detainee. A gun went off. The young man died instantly. To save their careers, the officers filed a report saying the victim was Marcus Hill, claiming he had attacked them and was shot while resisting arrest. His body was never shown. Case closed, except Marcus wasn't dead. He was locked in a storage cell in the basement, bruised, gagged, and forgotten. 2 weeks later, the Chicago Tribune published a story. Tech-savvy car thief killed in police struggle, officers cleared. When Lydia saw her son's name and photo, she collapsed in her living room. The neighborhood mourned a young man they believed had turned criminal. Meanwhile, a public defender named Samantha Ruiz, reviewing missing person complaints, noticed a strange detail. Marcus's death paperwork lacked fingerprints and body confirmation. She visited the station unannounced. When she mentioned Marcus's name, one officer's nervous glance gave him away. She demanded to see the holding area and found Marcus, alive but barely conscious. "You're safe now," she whispered as she helped him out. Within hours, news spread across social media under the hashtag #MarcusHillIsAlive. The city erupted. Protesters gathered outside the precinct demanding answers. The officers were suspended, but the department called it a clerical error. Marcus became the face of another police accountability scandal. He testified before they were quietly reassigned. Lydia, still shaken, couldn't bear to see patrol cars near their home. Marcus tried to rebuild his life, but the trauma followed him. Nightmares, anxiety, distrust. A year later, he launched a nonprofit called the Hill Foundation to help wrongfully detained young men find legal aid and mental health support. During his first public talk, he said, "They buried my name before I even had a chance to live it, but I'm still here, and now they have to hear me." The crowd stood in silence before erupting into applause.